Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Erndale's. My name is Dale, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all the crafty things I do. And at this time of the year, one of my favorite crafts is gardening. So we woke up this morning to really thick fog. It's starting to lift quite well now. But we had rain yesterday, and it's quite cool. It's only 2 degrees Celsius, so I suppose that's why we have had the fog. But I wanted to do a quick video today. This will be my weekly video. I haven't been doing a lot of crafts inside, no knitting, crocheting, anything really. I have been keeping up with my daily stitching journal, which I am going to do a complete video on that because by Monday, I will have done 4 months of that. And I'm actually quite proud of it. It's turning out really fantastic. So I'll share that with you in a separate video. But today, I just wanted to do a little bit of a ramble here. So last video, I told you we were expecting a Colorado low snowstorm. And we did get it. We didn't get actually what they predicted. It was much less, but it still was freezing rain, a lot of ice, a lot of snow that we didn't want. But with the snowstorm came the robins. During the snowstorm, they were everywhere. There was just hundreds of robins, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. They were everywhere. Across the road from us, the person there has a big crabapple tree. And of course, nobody picks them. They stay on that tree all winter long. And every spring, that's the first place the robins go. And this year was no exception. So, as sad as it was to have the snowstorm, it also brought the robins, so that's fine. So we have been doing a little bit of raking. You see I have some grass on the composter. I raked around here a little bit, but we haven't done a lot. Just going to wait for that car to go by. I still haven't started cleaning in my flower gardens. It's a little early for that. It's not early for it. It's just that the ground isn't really ready for me to do a whole lot of pulling and tugging. It's still quite hard, frozen in some areas. I mean, it's starting. I think now I probably could get in here and start doing some cleaning. We had rain yesterday, and that softened things up. So there's lots to do. I have a lot of work to do, but that's fine. I got a lot of time to do it too. But I'm happy to see things like these poppies. Those are poppies in there too. And this is a delphinium. These are daisies in here, Gloriosa daisies. And these are lamb's ears and mullein pinks. There's lots of stuff. And everything looks like it survived the winter, which is wonderful. Seems everybody's out driving around today. It's quite noisy. This is my perennial bed here. And from here all the way to there and a little bit here, I made a path when I first set this up. I put weed mat down, and then I made my own bark chipping or wood chips. I bought a little chipper and I made my own, and I covered that up. That was a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. And the wood chips have all composted down. I'm just going to dump them into the garden. After I clean up the garden, I'm just putting that all in here. That's good mulch. But the weed mat is finished. It didn't last very long, and I'm not too happy with it. So that's all going to be pulled up, all of this. And I'm of two minds. Do I really need that path through here? I would like to have it. But if I put another path in here, this time it's going to be a better weed mat and probably crushed rock or stone or something. This was a failure. The weeds came through this in no time flat. But part of me is thinking that I might just plant it all. I don't know. I guess time will tell. First I have to clean this all up and dump all this good wood chipping in here, and then I'll make the decision. And I ordered another one of those trellises. From here you can see how twisted up that is. The wind has just been horrible on that poor trellis. But I ordered another one because I'm going to make a trellis the entrance to my secret garden. And if you watched my last video, I sort of was a little bit explaining my secret garden idea. So I'm going to go down that way and show you. So the secret garden is going to be this back strip here. It's just a very small little area. And I got my tiller out the other day, and I started tilling along this side. So this eventually is going to be tilled from here all the way to the end of the house, with the intention of underplanting all along here. And then, of course, this whole idea is coming because there's going to be a door here, and then there's going to be a deck probably till about here. And then from the deck to here, I've already started, is going to be another garden along the wall here. And this will all be along here. We put this new rain barrel up. That pipe has to go. Yeah, so the tilling will end at the end here. I'm just going to turn around so you can see. Well, here, before I turn, this is where the raised beds are going to go. Now I'll turn. And so the other arch will be right here. It'll be the entrance into this secret garden area. So there'll be flower beds across here with underplant, and flower bed up to about there. And then the arch will be here. And I think I'm going to, for right now, I'm going to just leave the grass in between, but I'm going to make this more planting than grass. Now the arch, it's actually classified as a squash arch. It's very sturdy. And I don't know if I'm going to move that one here and put the new one there. The other spot, I don't know, I haven't made up my mind, but one of them is coming here. And I'm going to be planting my squash and my cucumbers on the arch, as well as morning glories. Morning glories did really well on that other arch, so I think they'll do fine here. So it means that I'm going to have to open up quite a bit of dirt here in order to plant. I might make a block here so that I can plant in for my arch. And then this corner here, actually, when we first moved here, this was a flower bed that went around like this. It was quite deep, and it was full of hollyhocks. And they had obviously been there for years unattended, and it was just a mass of hollyhocks, roses, and weeds, mostly weeds. So I dug it all up, and I took everything, and we've just left it do its own thing because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. But now I've decided I'm going to open it back up. I'm going to continue this little flower bed around here, and then around here to the corner. And I'm going to put a a little bush in the corner, like a 9 bark or something. There's going to be a vine going up that wall because there's no window there. And when I was over here looking, I found a bunch of hollyhocks coming up. Now that has been like this for about 5-6 years already without the hollyhocks growing in there, and yet they still come up every year. So I think my husband's just been mowing over them. So as you can see, I've been digging up hollyhocks, and when I go back, I'll show you where I put them. So yeah, this is going to be quite different. There was a little tree in here. It was a sapling that I planted last year, and I think it's a silver birch. And something happened to it late last year, and it looked like it was dead. There was absolutely no growth on it. It was just like a stick in the ground. So I dug it up, and I put it in a pot in the house. I put some root hormone around the roots, and I planted it in a pot, and there's growth. So it's not going to go back here. I might put it there. Anyway, so this is going to have a garden around here and here, and the raised beds will be here, and then the arch going in to the secret garden, with planting all along here to about there, and planting all along here, and a deck and a door. Here's where I put the hollyhocks that I dug up. These were all growing in the grass. I have to give them a bit of water, I think, but they'll be fine. Hollyhocks are so tough. And this is going to be opened up. I'll put something in here. I'm going to clean this all up all the way to here. And I have one more thing I want to show you. Look at all the sticks that I've been picking up around the property. These are, I'm going to grind them all up in my little chopper, and that's great mulch. And we have to redo about another slab to put under that and get that all fixed up. But this is another project that I'm working on with my brother. Last year, when I had my major surgery and had to go to Winnipeg, I took one of these boards and the back of this bench, which it was very ornate. The middle is all wrought iron, and then it had wood all the way around the back. And it was all broken. So I took the back in and a board. And my brother has made all new wood pieces for the seat and replaced all the wood around the back. And he's cleaned the middle, and it looks fantastic. So one of the things I'm doing this weekend is we are going into the city to see our son and my brother and his family and some friends. And I'm picking up the pieces, the new pieces for this bench. So we're going to take it apart, and we're going to clean all this wrought iron up. He did the back, and it looks fantastic. So I am so excited to get this bench restored, because it's been in a horrible state ever since we've moved here. It was left here. It was in the shed. When we opened up the shed for the first time, there it sat. But it is a beautiful piece, or it will be a beautiful piece. And I think where it's going to live, I think in front of the perennial bed here. I'm just going to angle it here so that, I can sit in, or maybe under that tree there, facing the perennial bed. Somewhere back here where all these flowers are, because this perennial bed is gorgeous. When it's all in bloom, it's just a riot of color and activity with birds and bees and butterflies. It's a lovely place to sit and gather your thoughts. So that's one thing we're picking up in Winnipeg. The other thing that I'm excited about is my son works in a college, and they had they replace their computers every couple of years or so. And just before the pandemic, they had replaced all the computers. And then the pandemic hit, and the computer sat. By the time they were able to go back into college and teach in the college, they were outdated. So my son picked one up, a Mac, an iMac, which is what I use, for a couple $100. And so, for me, look at all the robins flying up there. I don't know if you can see them. They're all going into those trees up there. So I'm going to pick up my new computer. It has never been used. It's 2 years old or 3 years old, but it's got everything that I need. My computer that I'm using is about 18 years old. That's why I can't do any editing. That's why I do everything on my phone. So I'm excited to have a new computer to do some editing and some proper work with. So it's going to be a nice weekend, I think. I hope. I hope we don't have fog tomorrow morning when we're trying to leave, because that'll make it that much later, but we'll have to see. So I'm going to include a little bit of footage of the snow and a little bit of footage of a northern flicker. It's a bird, much like I think it's related to a woodpecker. But instead of drilling into trees, they drill into the ground. And there was a pair here last week, right after the snowstorm. They must have come with the storm too. They were working their way through my yard, the two of them, and they were aerating my lawn so beautifully. So I managed to catch a little bit of footage of them. And then I was doing some practicing for playing at the personal care home for the seniors. I was practicing one morning, and I was having fun, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'm just going to turn the camera on once. So excuse how I look. I wasn't prepared to be on camera, but I think you will enjoy the little tune that I played. So have a good week, everybody. A weekend coming up. And I'll see you again next week, and I will have some true crafting content, I promise. I have a few things that I'm working on that I want to show you. But until then, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.